Will there be a compilation of unreleased tracks if you have 10 more as you need it?
Well, some of them have already been released on B-sides, and there's other ones that are going to still come out on future singles on B-sides. We've made a lot of great B-sides over the years, and I'd love to release them on a B-sides record, but I guess what we're doing is waiting till at a certain point we're going to put out a box set, and that will have every B-side that's ever been done, because there's live ones as well as studio ones, so we could have, like, I'm sure we'd end up having a whole CD of live ones and a whole CD of studio ones, maybe even more than a whole CD, because we really have made a lot of them over the years for these last few albums. I was always really into, I'm a big collector of music, and other bands who made really good B-sides like Nirvana and REM, and I was always really into collecting their singles, so that's a fun aspect of it to me, having B-sides. I like having leftover songs because it gives the fans who are the more diehard fans, the fans who just buy everything that you do, and it gives them something special that's just theirs, because a record, like, while a record of ours might sell like 3 million copies or something, a single will only sell like 10,000 copies. So it's kind of like, it's more for people in the know in a way, and they're the ones who end up getting to enjoy the B-sides. Is the fans, the more serious fans have something that they can more call their own,
Okay. On Stadium Arcadium, it's a nice mixture of all the typical Red Hot Chili Peppers trademark, the groovy things, funky things, the melodies, the lyrics. It's all kind of typical Red Hot Chili Peppers parts mixed up in songs. Would you think it's the greatest Red Hot Chili Peppers album because you succeeded in putting all these things into one album?
I do think, to me, I like the fact that it's an amalgamation of all these different styles that we've done before, that before might have been more separated, and I feel like in a lot of ways on this album we've formed a union between styles that on other albums might have been separate songs, or and I feel like we've put everything that's good about the way that we play together in the album. I like it better than our other albums, but I don't claim that means it's better. Who's to say what's better? I mean, it's all about personal taste. It's all about what one individual likes. There's no factual best. It's just whatever appeals to you. This album for me appeals to me more. I feel like I'm more free in my guitar playing, and I feel like we really sound like a band, unlike and I don't feel that you could say that about By the Way, and we really sound like we're playing like a unit, and it's raw, and at the same time there's interesting sounds going on, and different sounds coming from here and there that you haven't heard, and I feel like the songwriting's good, and there's good combinations of things where you have a fast, heavy song, but that's also pretty or something. Before it was more just separate, But we've been getting more and more this way. Yeah, to me it feels like we're growing and building, but that's just my perception of it, and it's not. I don't say it means anything,
Okay. I read the next single will be Storm and Teacup.
No?
No? Oh. Or post it on your website.
It's a joke.
Ah, okay. What will be the next single? Do you know already?
Well, you mean After Snow?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's one thing in Europe and it's another thing in America. In America, it's Humpty Bump, for which we have a video directed by Chris Rock the comedian. He made a video of us, which is very funny. I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's going to be very funny. And in Europe, it's Desecration Smile. Okay. Yeah. The Europeans didn't want the funky song, and the Americans didn't want a mellow song. So, trying to make everybody happy, we have to do 2 videos, which we're not happy about.
All your videos are nice. It's not a loss.
For you, maybe. For me, it's a day of my vacation that I wish I could spend laying in bed.
Okay. I'm doing a newcomer show on Dusting also, where young bands who put their music into the internet to promote it are played. You're putting a lot of your solo music on the internet to let people download it from your website.
Yeah, I did that a few years ago. Some music that I'd made at home that I knew I never planned on releasing. I gave it to somebody and I said, you can just put this on the internet, let people download it for free. And I'll do some more of that at some point. I definitely have some other music that I could put. Oh yeah, and I also did the demos for Shadows Collide with People, and me singing the songs from Shadows by myself. Yeah, I think it's nice. I think the internet, one of the things that I like about it is that it's a way that a musician can make direct contact with people without having to go through the business world, and nevertheless get your music across to people who you don't know personally, or that who you're having no actual personal contact with. And
sorry.
I like that aspect of the internet. It's only because I'm such a busy person that I don't take. It's only because I'm such a busy person that I don't take more advantage of it. I always think that I'd like to do more than I do for it. But yeah, those things are cool. I'm sure over the next couple of years I'll do other things like that.
Do you think it's a good platform for young bands to promote themselves?
Yeah, of course it is. It's great. It's a great way to get your music across to people. And it's a great way for like-minded people who live in totally separate parts of the world to be able to put their heads together, and connect with one another, and converse and make friends and all that. I appreciate the internet from afar. I actually don't take much part in it. I'm kind of still living in the 70s.
Okay.